everyone, how we all doing today? It's another day to witness what the lower bracket teams are up to. And of course, the first and the dessert for today is Poppies versus Zen International. The two teams that I wouldn't want to digress too much, but let me just hold my peace there. Of course, with me here, I do have Church, I do have Fisaya. Start from Church. Hello, Church. How are you feeling today, man?
I'm alright, thank you, Black. And I'm glad that I'm able to cast these lower brackets. I think this is semi-finals now.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see what both Poppies and Zane are able to bring to the table this time.
Yeah, hi everyone, good evening, and welcome to another exciting match. I'm sure it's going to be exciting as well because I can remember very well our very first match for this CCS. I think it was Zen versus Rajagu, where I made reference to Zen, translating to peace and Rajagu, rule of shadow and things like that. But this time, I don't think there's any exact correlation there. Poppies, maybe poppies, we can use them as a metaphor for Q. So Zen still light or peace. So cuteness and light. I don't know. Black. Well, what do you think about that translation?
Different perspectives
I would say no comments for now. Okay, there are some certain type of things that I am trying my best to avoid. Okay, so for now I'll hold my peace because I posted a meme yesterday and I received some DMs for it. So let me just leave it like that. Okay. Yeah, Poppies and Zen International. Look at the bands, man. The Carries band, the Baxia's band, and the gold is picked. This is Milton's signature, but unfortunately, Order of Fate, they have taken a bow from the ECS. And of course, we see a Sonic bow still going for that Kimi, man. I guess some things don't change, Judge.
Yeah. The 1-1 ban is quite questionable. Although then again, it will definitely be a target ban. And they went to the Carry and the Marcel. Both is strong and have always mostly seen them ban in this CCS tournament. But for the side of Zen, we see the Moscow and the Backside ban. Although Backside has not been turning up lately at the time it was picked, since Zen are not taking any chances, as they have seen KY debuted this and Backside against. And this recently played it ETS tournament. Poppies going with that first pick, God, followed by the Atlas and the Leomond. Lisa, what do you think about this?
The Immortal One chose.
These are pretty solid picks so far. I personally am a very big fan of that Kimi in the mid lane. His stand as a matter just doesn't do it for me because of the amount of utilities she can bring to team fight. If Kimi is in early game Kimi, in fact, you can be 60% sure of the first blood because of that stallion beam. Tanks, there's something that they usually do in the early game. They like to come up to your page and, get you to poke them or maybe retreat by yourself. But if your tank is with you and you just surprise them with that stallion beam, that's more immobilized. That thing can really shock a lot of tanks in the early game, and from there you can actually get the first blood. But anyways, talking about first blood and fast clears, we also have the god on the other side as well. And Black is a very good fan rather of follow-ups. Look at the follow-up coming from the side of Poppies here on the Atlas combination with the god. The Atlas is the Fatal Links, the god shows everything in there, the Mystic Predator, Mystic Gush, and Mystic Injunction. Someone is definitely dying right there. But on the side of Zen, they comboed this with an Akai and a Beleric. Is that going to be a Beleric EXP maybe, or probably an Akai Jungle Black?
Yeah, speaking of the lineup now in Poppies, there is a lot of slow in that lineup. Jesus, the slow, because the god is definitely gonna buy the Ice Queen wand, and the Atlas already has the Frigid Breath. You know how much slow the Atlas gets from the Frigid Breath, and now you want to combine that and increase the quality of the follow-up even more, because now they are hovering over the Ixia or the Retail, maybe the Obsidia, of course, to add salt to injury. You also want to go for something. Oh yeah, of course, they just want to end this. But I can see the comment here. Aspire says Black Alpha. Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing? How's the script so far? With OFF. Yeah, don't answer that. Alpha to Emmanuel Mbare for saying Let the casters give their own predictions. Okay. With the lineup so far, starting from you, Judge. With the lineup so far, who do you think has a better chance of executing properly?
I don't think I can make a statement on that until I see the jungler from Zen International, and okay, he's going with his on chain. Well, I think I'll be leaning side of Poppies. I mean, they have the God, Mystic Josh, and Mystic Gosh. They have the brain with the links from his Hotmail. Then you have the Q. Well, no, I am definitely not side of Poppies because Zen International's draft is it is rank worthy. The Black is definitely going EXP with Spicy on that one, but still, they have the CC, they have the taunt, they have the damage to follow through actually, but it lacks that what I call it the Oompa Loompa for me, if it's
Yeah, I mean, I'm also leaning towards the side of Poppies as well because of how well drafted their composition is. Pairing up two tanks, that's the Akai and the Beleric, of course, make sure that your team is tanky enough to sustain through whatever the enemy is throwing, but paired up with a Kimi and a Beatrix. And to top it all off, they added the YSS in the jungle. I feel like they are too squishy and too easy to catch, in my opinion, because okay, Kimi went for the Purify, and we all know that the Atlas has more than one CC, and that is more than enough to bait out that Purify. Not to talk of Yuzong on this, not to talk of Flames rather on this Yuzong with that Black Dragon form them to the blind using the Purify combination with the Fury die. So I think the side of Zen, they are too squishy for now. But yeah, I'm leaning more towards Poppy, but execution matters, like we always say, Black.
True, and also regarding my own personal prediction here, I personally think that if the quality of follow-up as we are currently looking at it is as high as the execution, then yeah, sure, Zen International are definitely in for a tough engagement in team fights because it's not going to be easy dealing with the God. The God is most likely going to be in the back line. The Zhuzhong is definitely going to be in the front line, dealing some damage and also being that big distraction, buying enough time for KY and Ashurat just do the cleanup. But still, Zen International also have a good chance because they have a lot of CC, the Wrath of Dryad, the heavy spin, and you also have the damage dealers there, Zaruken on the YSS, which needs a lot of farm to be able to scale up really well. And you know how the YSS gets. Once you're on that farm at the YSS, you can have a difficult time. But then execution matters a lot and how they play it out. You can have the advantage in the draft, but if you don't execute it properly, that advantage, is not maximized. But then over to the mid lane though, there seems to be a bit of skirmish, if I'm seeing that correctly, but it's just Sonic Bio just taking advantage of his pure potential on the Kimi.
Yeah, we see that Zen Internationals are drafting a three maximum drafts. You can see Zen trying to get a camp on Ashura at the end on that good level. Ashura is playing relatively safe as has going to probably change direction on the side of jungle unless he's actually dead set on getting Ashura. Did he actually get up there? I think he's saving that dinosaurs, yeah. And that's the mountain shock already used by Zaruken. I think that's giving an easy put on the side of KY there. As I was saying earlier, Zen International after the 3 maximum draft, it is in the late game one, but before that, Black, take one.
Yeah, that's a total taking and now Dryad committed as well. There's not a lot of decent damage being dealt, but then the first ball is strong KY. That's of course the old keeper Svassi taking advantage of that, and now we see the power of that lineup. Flames takes on KR, and Jesus, the damage and the CC with the slows. We talked about this, Fisayo. This is exactly what they are going to be maximizing. Poppies, they knew what they are working with, and they so far have executed it properly.
Yeah, they have executed it real well, in fact, and we are going to see more replays of that as the game goes on, because if we are going to talk about one thing that Zen International have in the app now, okay, but it doesn't have the heavy spin, so Roronoa, Black.
But for taken down by Zaruken. That's the revamped Mountain Shocker, you're able to do that. And he's not even capable of his positioning, The flicker was on that cooldown, so that's one thing about the God. You don't get any blinks, you don't get any mobility, so yeah, once you are caught like that, you are sitting dog.
Yeah, The internationals had that information that Rona they use that flicker during that photo contest, and instead of Rona, to move as expected as a mage with your CD on, with your flicker on CD, you're not supposed to pass that aspect of bush that he passed. But well, I think he wanted to rotate down bots real to help his manually, which costed him his life and gave Zaruken a bit of lead on that. Zoni going for that Skypiercer first item for Siren.
Yeah, I mean, that is what you want to go for. Okay, Spicy U has the heavy spin now. They need to be careful about their engagement right now. So, yeah, there was one thing I wanted to mention as well before that pick off on Roronoa. And it is that if you have to point out one thing as the strength of Zen, it is that they have range. But when we look at Poppies as well, that range is not exactly a strength because they have God. The God can throw the Mystic Projectile from like outside the screen. You don't even know what's hitting you. But now everyone is converging on the turtle right now, Black.
The Buffett heavy space to steal away the turtle. Spicy gets it in, and now the Black Dragon from Runwa. The Mystic God fights and Riken out the face down lays and the follow-up. Zonic falls and Brainy taken down. Spicy taken out as well. Ryuju, oh, the knock-up for the double, and the Yuzhogi is able to get there. Poppies understand their lineup. They dive into the tier 1. They take down KR. Flames to the triple kill. 4 players are down for 1, and Poppies are just riding on what you get when you have a proper execution.
Yeah, this is to be expected when you drive a 3-maxman draft against the Yuzhong. In that early game, you are relatively weak against him because the moment you pop that Black Dragon form and it comes down with the Petrify and the full combos, you are not surviving, at least not in this early game phase. So Poppies are understanding the weakness in the side of Zen International, and they are taking it most especially on the 3-maxman that is there. Because, when you see that Atlas coming at you, try every possible best to evade. While having burned those flicker spells or those purifiers, then you see that Black Dragon form coming from afar that he has not even dropped. So when you see that, you just know that there is low chances of you escaping. But Poppy playing this perfectly well, as it's showing in the KDA score right now and even the gold lead. I don't think it's entirely out yet for the international, since, as I've mentioned earlier, they're running a 3-max draft. Yes, they are weak in that early game, but in the late game, their damage is quite strong.
Yeah, we can see what's happening there, but of course, Zaruken takes out Rorona in the back line. The God, the Black said, okay, Black Dragon comes out Black. Will you go for it?
That's a Black Dragon form and 4 flames now. He might dive into that tier 1. I think here is safe. It's a 2-on-2. Flames, he lose that Dragonoid form. He's trying to make the most of it there, but it's a Belric. You can't bust him down that easily. It's 2 players running the speed boots. You can tell they acknowledge the Atlas frigid breath. And of course, like Shots did say, the early games, they might not get that boss damage they're looking for. And I think that's what Poppies are trying to play for. They don't want to get to that late game. They want to see if they can end it in the early and in the mid. But then Spicy, heavy spin, locks some things. But that's not enough. The Mystic God and the Mystic Favor. The true damage. Rorunwa bust him down. They dive into the turret. Sonic is low. And the boss with the best raise. And now Sonic found in the backline. The double kill for Ryuju for a shutdown. Brainy falls. Hurricane finds a double. Hurricane is going to get out there here as well. 2 for 3. And a turnaround. Poppies, you have an advantage, but do not overplay your hand.
Yeah, I mean, that was, how should I put this, very from the side of Zen actually. But on the side of Poppies, I think what actually caused diving on the just to try and get Zonic Bauer there. And I don't think he even died right there. And he got the assist that he needed, although no kills. So his Skypiercer is still on 0 stars right now, which is actually good for Poppies. All right, the defense on the top, and it's a successful one as they take down that top turret. What do you think they should play for now, Black? It seems both sides they have found a sort of middle ground, and they are fighting. Zen especially are fighting back right now. Black and engage.
That's already Mystic God and Breath of Drought. Now turns into heavy spin committed as well. Ashura very low, heavy crossbow. Simply get away from Zaruken and the chase down Spicy trying to get away. The fatal links They bring you back, and now Runwa trying to find more value. Flames dives in into the turret, takes down Sonic, and that's a killing spree for Runwa. 2 players, and now make that 3. Flames gets a double, and down bottom, the gold lane, Ryuju pulls back. 3 of his teammates are slain. Zaruken trying to do his best to defend that tier 2 in the mid lane, and Ryuju comes in to support Zen International. You don't have that farm yet. They have to play it safe from now on, because Flames, don't do it. Flames is there. So Grave connects, but Zaruken traces defensive into the tier 2. That's a wise play. The Lord spawns, and Church, are we getting that late games, or are we still playing in Poppy's advantage?
Puppies are slowly entered, but they are slowly losing that damage potential inside of the international, because right now we are seeing that 9-minute mark. The good news that in caught a little bit, although it's building back again for Puppies, where I don't think we are contesting for that since Zalken is doing what he's doing best now, what a marksman jungle does best. Farm across that map, get those items, where everyone knows that his action is not only a marksman, he also has the assassin boost to it. So his damage pops off relatively quicker than a full-on marksman like Anarita or Beaches right there. So he's getting to trying to max those items. I think it's currently, it's above level, although just a little over QI. So if he can continue playing like this, then he will reach his power spike. And Zonic, and by the time those 2 catches up, then they think they'll actually be able to give Puppies for their money. Because anytime Flames pop that Blackjack form, before it lands, the damage that will have been accumulated mid-air will have at least chunked him to, if not half, then at least a quarter HP. I see I'm engaging the mid lane now, Peter.
Yeah.
Okay, that won't be too much there. He does take him down now. Brainy is able to get away there. 2-man stun with a mystic projectile, and now there's not look for value there. Perfect match used up, and a flicker, forcing that flicker from Ryuju. And now the tier 2 in mid lane, Black Dragon form, committed, Flames. You don't want to push that one too much. He goes into the turret, Inhibitor gets pushed out, so Grip used up, and Flames, they're waiting for that chance. Should they go in? They're waiting for Brainy's Q and KY as well. Doesn't want to push it too much. Was right fired for the response. KY falls, and it's a follow-up and a turnaround. Don't play with a 3 marksman lineup. Be careful, the DPS potential is real. They lose 2 players immediately. One mistake is all Zen International needed to push back Puppies.
Yeah, I mean, that was exactly what happened at that frontier at the bottom lane. They dived under the turret. We saw Flames actually go under that turret as well, and Brainy just went there with the perfect match, but he was standing still, trying to intimidate the side of Zen International, but those ones were like, more UK. Now, while he was retreating, I think a communication problem. Q thought it was a queue for him to go in as well, and he went in, and he was locked down with that Wrath of Dryad, and he got taken out as well. Now, Zonic Bauer has, I think, 1 stack. Yeah, make that 2 stacks on his Sky Pesa, and I don't think this is going well. This is going to end well rather for the side of Puppies, because if it keeps stacking up, the passive of the Kimi makes it such that whenever our bar is full, our basic attack will not start penetrating. So even though you are not her exact target, as long as you are in a line of fire, that thing can still hit you. So it might be unfortunate that someone trying to escape with a low health will be in that line of fire, and they'll get taken out, adding more stacks to that Sky PSR. But right now, everyone will just focus on the Lord, Care, trying to give vision to his team, and they know that Brainy is somewhere around there. The heavy spin, I think, is ready as well, so they might be trying to contest Black.
Yeah, but then they slay the Lord, and look at the positioning on Zaruken, though. The man is trying to play push here, Judge. I think they're spamming for a recall, so we might get that from the ref, Judge.
Yeah, just right. Exit for them there, but I don't think what Zaruken is doing at this point right now is worth it. Yeah, I know I said there that his on-chain is expected to farm, get those items because he's also a semi-marksman. But at this point of this game, you need the objectives. You need those Lord, and maybe because they are, like severely ahead. I think you're at 5k gold lead behind now. So maybe that's why Zaruken is still trying to play that farm So he cleared that bottom lane, and then all of them will group up to defend this Lord. But Poppies don't just take this line down. With this Lord that's coming in here, we should expect a Flicker Fatal Links from Brainy, that Mystic Gush from Rona, Flames heading in with that Black Dragon form, and the entire kit on side of Poppies, including that Phantom State and the heavy crossbow from Ashura. And the question right now is, can Zenith International take this? We have said this since the beginning of the draft that they are on a 3 marksman lineup, and as we said, they are extremely squishy. If just Ashura can get behind this Spicy, that Akai and that Belleric, and just get, let's say, like a full second with any of these marksman that is available from the side of Zenith International, she is going to drop them. Can Zenith International undo the damage that will come out from this from the side of Poppies? But then again, it's dependent on how Poppies are actually able to manage this wave, to sink the waves for it to catch onto the turret. But this base defense should at least, if Poppies play this, they should at least be able to get that down bottom or at least the turret. So
yeah, and we saw how Zaruken has been playing on this YSS. He waits for Brennan to engage, he waits for Romeo to use the Mystic Gush, and comes in to try and pick up the true damage dealer on his Poppies. But right now they are defending. I don't think he'll be able to come in like he has been doing. Vision popped already, so they know where they try to use. Saw him. Yeah, like I just said, all their spells, all the ultimates ready. So it's expecting to pick up the tower lane. But let's see what they do with the counter engage.
Hey Joe, Talofe Johnny in the stream. Oh, they go in, Black Arrow from as well. They're trying to do something. Okay, heavy spin as well. The Spicy lock it down. But look at the 2-man fight from Flames. This guy, the shutdown and the killing spree to secure the double. Rapors has triple kill. 3 players down. The base is wide open, but Aura cannot get in. Ashura cannot find it. They find Spicy. The minions are there. But will they taken a base? Yes, they have. And game 1 is locked in. And this is lower brackets, mind you. If they lose the next match, they would have to take a bow.
Yeah, I had a feeling that Lord will seal the game. But what? Which is to Poppies and guys, this is why you don't want a triple marksman lineup. Yeah, that damage is definitely essential of you once you enter that late game. Be off before that late game. But your opponent just stand and watch you reach your pass by. You don't just only 15 minutes. So we have the advantage of running a 3 marksman draft. Yeah, it is okay, but watch the things you played against. And Zenith National, they underestimated what Poppies can dish out. GG's to them. We hope for a more better draft and stable game to Fisher.
Yeah, I mean, Church, you did mention from the beginning that the 3-man marksman might be good, but that is only if Poppies allow them to get, towards the late game or something like that. But the way Poppies drafted, that 3-man marksman is definitely not going to work out here, because look at the Yuzon there. Yuzon is able to get out the full combo. The marksman, the backline are definitely going out of the fight. And we can see right now the way Ashura busted and fire. That's a time for marksman. The way he busted him down was something else. So imagine he actually got his hand on Ryuju and Tony Power. But that defense, Flames already went to the backline and took care of that. So the only thing left for Ashura was to just end the base, and that is the Ronoa he did play well. His position was actually very good, but Zaruken as well managed to find Ronoa, I think, 2 times. Yeah, managed to find him 2 times. One way for the meeting just to come out, then he comes in as well.
So yeah, GG's from both sides. Let's see if we will have a more balanced drafting the next game, Black.
Yeah, personally, I feel like I sided with Church. I will side with Church with that one. The fact that you have a three maximum lineup doesn't mean that automatically from the early game your damage is going to pop up like that, right? It takes time. Even if Sicilian needs stacks, he needs minions, he needs kills, he needs assists to be able to get those stacks up. You know, you running that definitely means that you're gonna have a weak early game, and also your mid game is gonna be very shaky. Obviously, it depends on your opponent as well. But then Puppies, well, they're obviously not gonna wait for you to pop off and get that damage done. Look at the pressure that was mounted. Look at the engagement from Flames. You can tell that they really wanted that match not to drag to a late game kind of situation.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. But like you said, Puppies are not just going to wait around for something like that to happen. In the early game, in fact, we saw Flames already showing off why the use on is the use on getting, I think, an early triple kill. And I think he got a triple kill even twice in this match. So that is just it about the composition. But now we are going to the second game. Let's see if they'll change some things. Probably ban out the god, I think. But then if ban out the god, they have like a plethora of mages that can disrupt Simpa. We have the Zixin, we have the Zayten as well. So just, rearrange your game plan. It was actually a very good, it's a good concept, go for the 3 max man and 2 times, one in the EXP. So if one runs out of MJ2, you can always use the other one. But we have said rather, it takes time. And like Black said, the mid game is shaky. And yeah, Puppies, they said they are having none of that. They show them why we shouldn't go for that kind of composition in this kind of tournament.
I mean, these highlights are looking really, really good. Look at those plays, man. The plays that were made were absolutely impressive. These guys, Brainy, Ronwa, Kyo, Ashura, Flames, they understood their lineup. They understood what they playing. They understood the follow-up. They understood how they need to play it. And well, we always say something: the draft is one thing, the execution is another, and the execution is one they got right. But then over on the other side of Zen International, I do hope they learn. Oh, it looks like they did, because now there's a Yuzhong ban, which honestly is very valid. But what do you think, Pisayo?
Yeah, I really think it's very valid as well. But could this be an indication that they're still trying to go for that composition? But on the side of Puppies, though, these guys have banned out the god. They are definitely not picking it. Maybe the god doesn't work into the composition that they want to play, and they are banning it out. They don't want that on the enemy team, and they ban the Akai as well. So the displacement of the Akai, the way Akai can just disrupt the whole team formation. I really love that about the guy. But yeah, on the side of Zen, they still ban out the Backsphere. Eevee has beaten this guy like twice now. I think one with Astral and one with Transformers. So the hype about Backsphere has kind of like died down a bit. But Zen, they still that fear is still there, and they don't want that guy in their team, in their game rather. And of course, the Marcel ban also remains. Very valid bans, and the carry as well. Very valid bans, Church.
Royalty in a dead body.
Yeah, it does have valid bans indeed, man. So far, Zaruken leaving behind the Sunshine and locking the Leon mode this time. And, man, to be fair, I kind of understand the respect ban on the Akai, because Spicy is Nigeria number 3 Akai, so they're honestly, respecting him there. And then it's kind of understandable with Puppies, really. If you're not gonna use the hero, then you're not gonna use the hero. That's the ideology with the god. Rona played god the last time, he banned the god this time, and now he's going for the Eve, which is also another very good mage that also has good quality follow-up. Brainy leaving behind the Atlas. Oh my goodness. Fry pan to fire, the Akai to the glue. Pick your poison, George. Yeah, pick your poison, Fisayo. Hey, All right, if no one wants to pick the poison, I'll pick the poison. Yeah, I'd rather pick the glue over the Akai, honestly, because the glue, at least you have some level of hope where you can just, flicker or a purify or something like that, But you know how the Akai is, man. Once it locks you with the heavy spin, there's like little to no hope for you, man.
Yeah, the heavy spin lasts like forever, bro. You'll be counting seconds in your head. In fact, if I can't drink water and come back, you are still there being pinned to the wall. But yeah, like Black said, with the glue, there's still hope. In fact, if you flick under the turret, the glue will have no choice than to get down from you, or if it is actually lashed onto you. But yeah,
Need some stitches?
with the fact that Roronoa even went for the Eve, one of my squad mates today kind of countered the glue with the Eve. When the Eve uses her ultimate, the reward manipulation, she is immovable. No matter how many CC you want to add onto her, although she will be stopped, probably she won't be able to use the other skills, but she won't move from where she is. So if Spicy you decide that, okay, I'm going on the glue this time, I'm going on Roronoa rather, that's the Eve this time, the Eve can just use her ultimate if it is an appropriate moment, and the glue will have no choice than to leap down. But yeah, then they close the first half of the pick with Zuxin. Glue and Zuxin, that combo is nasty. It's a small pick off on its own like that, because the Zuxin can just lift you up and the glue will just do its thing and lash onto you and you are probably gone. While on the side of Poppies, they really went tanky their first three picks. They go for Brainy and they go for Flame. And this follow-up, man, this follow-up is insane on the side of Poppies. The word manipulation comes out, Avatar of the Guardian comes out, Flames use the Crimson Gleam into the Scarlet Shadow combination with the Throne of Ruin. And anyone who is caught in that word manipulation Avatar of the Guardian is definitely going to be continuously CC'd, Church.
Yeah, George is gonna be taking a sweet time getting back to us, but still, is that a DT pick I'm seeing from KR?
Yeah.
I don't think you want to go for that, man. I don't think you want to go. I get
they
the
are respecting the amount of continuous CC coming from Poppies, because if they actually go for this stuff, this full composition, anyone that they catch black is gone. Anyone that they catch, they go for the I'm serious. I've seen this word manipulation. You'll be able to get no matter of the Guardian. They can just commit into that word manipulation. You can't get that anyways. Then Flames will come to the Throne of Ruin. What? Guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we just go back, Church. And Church, if you can see what's going on here with the lineup, Poppies are concocting a lot of CC. And is that a 1-1 pick? Yes, that's a 1-1 pick. The Agile Tiger of the Cadia Riverlands, a member of what was that group thingy they called with her, Baxia, Ling, and Zilong? I forgot it. Oriental Fighters.
Oriental. This Zen, at first, I did not like how Poppies gave both the Zushin and the Blue on side of Zen. Yeah, it is a common knowledge that Eve counters Zushin during learning phase, since she had 20s, let me just put that. But they were seeing the CC potential coming from the side of Poppies, and also the fact that they have this engage. So if Blue decides to mount, like to go on top of anyone, they all have a certain engage skills. We have the Katakata who can definitely, AOG away. Then we have Alice who can also flicker, and also Crimson breaking away, and we all know the amount of dash skills coming out from Tio. But I am not a fan of how they left that Glue and the Zushin pick on side of Zen, but because of they have this certain engage skill coming from the side of Poppies, I think once again I'll lean over to their side.
Yeah, same as well. Poppies, man, what are they cooking? Like, guy, I can't imagine how late game team fights are going to be. And this continuous damage onto the Gato catcher, if he manages to finally builds the item to counter the Zuxin, this thing is just going to bite them in the back, because the Steel Bones allows him to stack up that damage and deals it back and also heal back up. So I don't know how they want to play this, but we'll see. Execution, like they said, up already, though they are already going for the man gang on Ryuji, but I think he knows that Clint is actually a lane bully, so they are trying to make things easy for their marksman and the 1-1 pick. I think maybe Zen. I don't think that's is intentional. Rather, they probably tunnel vision onto what they want and forgot to ban the 1-1. Remember, the 1-1 was banned in the early game, but now it has been let loose. So let's see what Ashura can do on this. Kyo is already level 3, and Zaruken too. I think if he takes this, he's going to be level 4, and he will definitely look for his first engage. Black.
Man, I gotta mention something here. I don't think Spicy is gonna have as much fun as he think he would, especially on this glue. I'm gonna analyze that later. It looks like Zaruke wants to make a move. Destination assault in an offensive manner, but then KY is around the corner, as well as Flames under Alice. There's a dive there. They understand that Flames, well, you can get your stacks in, but like George said, Crimson Gleam out of there. And like I did say, the grab is a skill that relies on having a target being mounted upon. The Alice can become more targetable with the Throne of Brewing. You can Crimson Gleam out of there. That's the two options. The Soyo can, gain untargetability with the Blade Sword, the Mortal Form. They're contesting for that turtle though. I'll finish my nice later. KY gets in. And now Zaruken, he wants to start up with fights there. You lost turtle, pull back, but no, he goes for a fight. As Zaruken is the first blood drawn. Ronwa fights him. And now the double KR, maybe a double. He wants to give it a KY kill. Fights the second kill. Maybe a third. Brady is mounted on. Like I did say, Spicy, not having the most time on the glue. And now the dive breaks the finish. Ronwa steals away the kill. And almost a fourth, but Zonic finds his way away. Well, I gotta mention again, like I did say, it will be difficult for Spicy because one, Ashura Needles and Flowers removes the CC. Brainy with your AOG gains untargetability. So really, the only person you can actually maximize the time of the grab on is Ronwa. So George, looking at this, what do you think Spicy can actually do against that, or do you think he's gonna move with it?
I mean, there is a reason why Blue in recent times have mostly always been played in room. Athletes can have that level of free movement to play, but now that they have, stabilized him against Flames in that lane, we all know that there is no way he's going to be winning lane against an analyst. And at the same time, there's no analyst to analyst will win the next Glue. It's just, it's too much for all they just have to do is clear lanes, get out of there. Clear lanes, get out of there. If they decide to engage, they can just regen re-boost their passive. And I think they are both running on Brave Smites, so they can just get. So I don't think there'll be any fun or anything that Spicy can do right now until at least that 8 minutes mark where there are no more players there. But we can still engage until stop playing black.
Yeah, they did go there. Oronoa just poking there with a Void Blast. And he knows that he has that mobility and he has that shield that he gains. So he's not, he can poke, you can peel, I can peel. Sonic Power is having his work for his money. But then onto the EXP lane, we do see what we're talking about here. Flames dives into the Crimson Gleam. He knows that he already has the Throne of Brewing. So even if he does get mounted with the grab, he can just use that to dissolve it. But now the turtle, that's where our attention should be. We do start it out there. Kyo is already there. Now KR, the Camilla looking for a chance. The Crimson Gleam onto the Camilla. They just missing assault. Zaruken completely slowed down, pushed out on the turtle. And the turtle wants to be Spicy. Is looking for a target there against the first spread in the wrong direction. Ashura is looking for a target to trigger that crossbow of tank, but it's not going to be able to. KY takes the turtle. Uncontested. Zaruken will be taken down again. And that's 4-0 in favor of Poppies. What is going on in Zen International's jungle?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this since the start, and if you look at it, in fact, I've been watching the matchup between Flames and Spicy with this Axe and Glue, and Blue is actually losing in terms of survivability. He's losing to the allies because whatever damage you deal, you are also healing now back up if you are in the range of that passive. But he had 3-man gang up top here. I think the solution to this might be Ruigi, but they are also trying to shut Ruigi down from the early game. But yeah, like we said, we've talked about this since the beginning. The amount of CCs that these guys can lay here. If you escape one, they are definitely escaping 2. If you escape 2, you are not escaping 3. In fact, I think this will be 4, right? Yeah, we still have Blade Surge in mortal form from Kyo as well as another layer of CC. It's really crazy, and of course, when the power has been forced to use, okay, there's an engage on too.
Yeah, it's a pause,
man. Oh my god, that must not be nice because they just engage onto Flame right now.
Well, It kind of reminds me of this scene in Erased when the guy got into an issue and he just shouted Tomare, and the whole thing just stopped. And well, yeah, back to the game now. Like he did say, don't forget, of course, the biggest weapon of them, Ashura. The crossbow of tank, once you can trigger it on one target, oh my goodness, it is only hell from there. Because if you're able to take down that target, you gain extra time. You know how that works. But then, Brainy as well, they understand that as Ryuji is the only one that has not died so far. He has been playing safe. His KDA is still 0-0-0, and he has been sticking on his lane, holding out against Ashura. They know that, okay, if we leave this Clint and we ignore him, this guy might come back to bite us in the back tomorrow. So they are trying their best to try to see what they can do up top, but it looks like Ryuji is active because he's also working a flicker, George.
Yeah, I was going to say this about this 1-1. That I'd say although Ryuji is currently the win con right now for the international, there's no doubt about that. The same can also be said for Ashura, because once Ashura builds that wind of nature, she'll have gotten at least 2-3 items. Then that wind of nature, she will be playing as if she has a second life. And if you put them, if you put them against each other, like a Clint with a flicker, a 1-1 with an Inspire and wind of nature, I think I will be going with this 1-1, because that 1-1, once she gets that wind of nature, there is no one stopping her. And if Zen International wants to win this, they need to clip the wings of that girl very soon, because currently now he's reaching that Smith man, and instead of Zen to be doing this now, we are seeing that his puppies are actually making sure that Ryuji doesn't get farmed, while Zen International is at the other end is trying to make up of flames in that spot lane. I don't think Clint will be escaping this unless he successfully recalls. But instead puppies get that suppling toys for free. Why? Because he knows he's not surviving that that 3-man gang. And Z Nationals, they are not playing this decisively. I don't want to say correctly, but they are not playing decisively. They should know they won't kill Anadis. Maybe because as Flicker is on cooldown, so they wanted to try test their luck. But we are seeing this potential gank on this fight onto this top right now for Sayo.
Yeah, and they've already forced Zaruken to use his retribution to secure his blue there. So they know he's not coming for this turret too. Yeah, it's not coming. Easy. Yeah, the Saki will take the turret too. And right now that they've taken that first turret on the top, we can expect the 1-1 to start rotating as well. So if they happen to catch anyone, Rono, be careful, man. Stay with your tanks, bro. Remember the replay of what happened in the first match. So be careful. Ryuji as well has abandoned that lane partially. Okay, he's going there right now. Ashura just cleared that lane. So yeah, mid lane though is getting cooked. It's getting hot rather. I just cooked. Alright, so everyone is converging onto the bottom lane now, Black.
Top 5 of them against all the 2 of Zen. I wonder how they want to see the play this one. Ashura is coming from the other side. It's 4 players on the other side. They stop the minion waves and they're waiting for their own minions to go into the turret. Zaruken, is that a wise positioning? I'm saying playing, they have him corner and if you want 3, Zaruken goes in as well. We don't want to play, so that's easy. We talked about, but the time is being dealt and the crossbow of tank has been triggered. Zaruken falls and they take him down 1 and 2. That was little to no contest, a flawless team fight, outnumbered, overpowered, and replaced. Because now Zonic is coming to the tattoo and they don't even let him get close. They will stop him. Now can they? This is Stone with bloodbath. But no, just go back, man. Let the tattoo go. You've lost it at this point. You are outnumbered.
Yeah, this makes you now question decision making of the internationals. When puppies tried this method up top, where that tier 1 title was them, Ryuji knew he couldn't take this. He left them alone. He just, recalled back to base. But in this bot lane, Spicy and Zaruken were on some god mode, work. We can see that mod on Rona, but he's not going to die there. We can even see Brainy keeping him alive with that revitalized. Because of blood completely missing out and flames. So they actually die. Yeah, that is the tune of wings, by the way. Can see the outside guardian going in black.
Yeah, KY on the other end, dude. Looks like a super ninja move right there with the Soyo. They managed to get away from the 1v3. Does get it though. Immortal Ryuji wants to force him down, but his teammates are there. Ashura is going to be very careful. He has an using flowers, but the crossbow of tank has been triggered onto Spicy, and he goes for the glue. Triggered again, adds one more second. Ashura is low, and Sonic puts him down immediately. Saruken still going for it. The Lord is out there. Saruken, keep you alive. You're going to need it for the dive in and the dive out. Brainy and Roronoa for the blocking and keeping KY alive. They're going to need him for that low tank, Sile.
Yeah, we can see Zaruken immediately converting that into a turret in the bot lane. I don't think they'll be able to defend this. Zonic Bauer and Roronoa just trying to do the housekeeping here. The waves, I think, should be in favor of Pop is right here, because up top that's where the Lord is spawning. Oh no, Zaruken is going on. He's not stopping. He's trying to take down the second turret. Ashura is there. He will retreat, of course, and that Lord will fall onto the hands of. Okay, there's an engage up top black.
Oh my god. Now it's a double for Zonic. KY is able to get away though. Hazi gets petrified. And now Hazi able to get away. Yeah, that's gonna be easy to get away from the Camilla, man. But Ashura, they defend their tier 1, but Zaruken, man. The insistence of this guy to push that tier 2. I hope he doesn't get him killed, because KY will soon be heading over there to greet him. And that's the plate surge. He comes through. Down bottom, Zaruken versus KY. The two junglers topping out. And of course, it's trying to outplay him. And the plate surge is so sever. KY with evil coil is very low. His own keeper passive has been triggered. And Zaruken wins it out in a 1v1. Down bottom. One thing you should understand about the Leon mode, once your HP is below 50%, start running.
You know, it's almost like Martinzoy and Bamon in that situation. But well, GG's to Zaruken, he knew he would be able to take that 1v1 against KY and he can skill on that CEO, because even though CEO was ahead, Zaruken is playing this gameplay almost like how he's doing how he played that in that game 1. He's always in the other side of the objective control, and well, in that Lord instance, yeah, Zaruken and Zen International lost the Lord, but yeah, they were able to converge it with some kills on the side of Zuchin. It's a pity that she's not on Sky PSR though, but well, it is not entirely bad. You can see Zaruken going in again with Phantom State and it quickly cap from Bruno. Zaruken gets the kill, continued charges. Brainy is still at the avatar of Guardian, or they are to fertilize. He's keeping on to it and see that. Oh, okay. Flames did not let her go in that flame of Tune of Bones and Fire.
Yeah, we can see what I said in the game about the lantern flare. Trying to take Phantom D comes out again black. I think this might be
just the trigger over the crossbow. Oh, you got 2! And he has another second there too. A crossbow of time. That's Ashura going all out. And now Flames gets a piece of his own. That's 1 kill down. 3 players down in totality. And only 2 left. They have to pull back. Zen Internationals, if you lose this match, you are out of the ECS. The mid lane is being pushed. The bot lane is being pushed. The top lane is being pushed as well. The minions are crashing into that one. Brainy takes the cuts. The tier 2. They are there to push it to take it down. Of course, KY takes it down immediately. Now the inhibitors in the top and the mid lane are standing. But then they go for the invade of the jungle, Church.
Yeah, Zaruken has to understand something. Yes, you can get a degree of magic and hybrid defense when you use the Phantom State. I think there's another spam for recall, or sorry, for pause. And you can get a degree of survivability when you're on that Phantom State. But you have to understand that you are still behind in gold. You are behind in items, you are behind in damage. You might be able to tank a little bit, but can your teammates follow you? Immediately, Ashura went and took to the skies with that crossbow of tank, and Zaruken forward. He was one that implicated Ryuji, because yeah, we all know the ability of that crossbow of tank. The moment somebody falls in the ease of it, he can immediately go to the next person, and he paired that with that Inspire, which made Ryuji lose his life over there. So Zaruken had to tone down this Phantom of State, because at every instance he's calling it, every instance he's using it, every instance he's trying to fight. Where his team are lacking in items, are lacking in that degree of tankiness. So if he can, tone this down a bit, ensure that he also farms along with the team, works along with the team, get those goals to Ryuji, because in every game the carrier is always the marksman. If they can make this work, and I don't think they'll be able to defend this Lord, so it's be able to contest this Lord, but if they can defend the Lord, then yeah, the game might not entirely lead, but they will at least be able to cut that goal in half.
Yeah, I mean, earlier before Zaruken went for that Allahu Akbar suicide dive, I
Sorry guys,
bro.
you know the thing hits even harder because Fisaya is actually Muslim. That's why the thing's so funny.
yeah. Anyways, I was talking about how Zuchin, the Gato actually works well into the Zuchin because once he builds a sort of magic defense, all the Zuchin will just be doing is adding onto the stillborn stacks, and we can see that much. Most of the time when Gato is always has his stacks like almost full. Stack is almost full. So I think not only is this composition countering the side of Zen International, it's also giving more strength to Puppies when they're engaging. Look at Flame. He went to play that to give them an advantage. He's coming back. And, yeah, no contest whatsoever. Like Church said, look at that. Look at that. He's passive, but he's going down now, sharp. But anyways, yeah, that's just it. Let's see if they'll be able to defend successfully. But they are on his blue right now. Zaruken, I think he also understands. No, he doesn't understand. He's going there again. But nothing. He got it.
He got it with the Eche. But now he would lack that Eche for this lot, and we should expect a run of that game one. You know, on the second lot, we will know that Puppies will try to layer the system that they have. As we already mentioned earlier in the beginning of the stream, there is the reward manipulation, there's the tune of runes with the flicker, there is the avatar of guardian, and there is always the 1-1 on that first ball of time. So Puppies will try to layer the CC as right now the internationals have tried their best to defend this Lord Black.
Yeah, the siege will start. Let's see whether they have what it takes. The inhibitor in the top lane falls. The inhibitor in the mid now. The siege KY is in that Lord. There's a 1v1 again against Zaruken. He's lost it and now has to pull back stylishly. Ozone comes out with the Crimson Beacon and the Lantern Flare, but that siege, the Lord building melted down. And Zen International, they go for defense over. And Puppies, they don't want to push it too much. That's why it's on Ashura. Go back, respect yourself. Not everything is a fight.
We can see that Ashura actually did not go for that Wind of Nature. He instead went for the Rose Gold Meteor. Yeah, it's not a bad item choice. He's respecting the amount of magic damage coming out from that Zuchin, and also for his degree of survivability against any time Zaruken comes on onto him. Yeah, Puppies got the best they could get from that Lord. They got output inhibitors right now. The international's base is really big. Yeah, we can see that engage potential talking about Black.
In the layering of the CC, alright, Immortality go by really spicy force first, and now maybe a siege, and maybe the end of things, and maybe a bow because it's a double for Ashura, and the man wants to get a triple. KY very low, Solo Zaruken triple for Ashura. He's trying to find the last one, maybe the last one. KY and a Mania for Ashura. It's the summit, the first summit of the ECS, and they have taken it home. Puppies. In a bold move, setting on Zen, sending them packing out of the ECS. There's no way but the end of the road for the lower bracket. Puppies advance to the semi-finals.
Yeah. Well, GG's to Ashura, the fourth Savage actually have been recorded since the beginning of this year's tournament. I don't know, I think there's a prize for those major achievements, the Maniacs and the Savage. I think the first Maniac we saw was Super Ninja on that CEO. And right now we are seeing Ashura transcending the CEO. Now he must get a Savage on the maximum. But yeah, you have to think about it. If not 1-1, who else? No, that 1-1 was bad in game 1 for a reason. Right now we are seeing the reason. Freestyle.
Yeah, indeed. Right. Yeah, maybe I should thank the guy as my goat now. I did laugh. You see our TV of fight, from down to your goat. So maybe you have to thank your own goat, right? But yeah, anyway, after really proving why that 1-1 is one of the most nasty roads in Mobile Legends so far. I mean, the way they constructed that girl's key, even the developers are confused because But I remember the first time there wasn't anything like the weakness mark on 1-1. You just have to dance around them and then your stats activated. I've forgotten the exact how exactly you activate the stats back then. But the damage was a lot more back then because of the restrictions. But over time, we started simplifying how I made that easier now. And that doesn't mean weaker. Like 1-1 is a very strong marksman, but it takes a lot to be able to master her completely. But if you master her, she will reward you, just as she has rewarded Puppies with that savage and that win. Like,
Man, this is the first Savage of the ECS, and Ashura is the only one to make that statement so far in the gold lanes. Puppies, they have sent Zen International packing, and now we get to see the second time that Puppies are making a statement. They made a statement in the upper brackets, they got sent down, and now they're making a statement in the lower brackets. But can they keep up? Because we have great contenders in this lower bracket, like the likes of Astral and Eternal Void. So yeah, before we go there, because the next game upcoming is going to be Astral playing against Dark Stars. Until then, we're going to go on a short break. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Hello guys, it's the main course. We had the dessert and Poppy's delivered, and now it's the main course. We have Astro versus Dark Stars. Now, the last time Astro was fielded, I'll let Church go through all that. Hello, Church, man. Welcome back.
Good evening, Black. Yeah, the last time the Giants were fielded, the Giants were dethroned. Right now, giving us the dethroned Giants against the Giant Slayers. We all know that the nickname for Dark Stars is the Giant Slayers. Right now, they're playing against Astro. Yeah, Astro lost their match against Itanavoy. This is a publicly known fact, and most of Astro fans were, would I say, disappointed now, or no, I would say they are sad. I won't say they're disappointed, but they were sad. But right now, there's always a next chance. But after this next chance, there are no chances after. You can see Thunder, you can see Astro banning the Kaja and the Glow. I have been following Kaja a lot in rank lately, and yeah, Kaja is, there are few ills in this Mobile Legends that their skills are suppression. That suppression means that even with the Purify, once they latch onto you, you are not going anywhere. One of those heroes is Franco, the other is Kaja. These suppression skills are highly sought for, and Kaja also has another passive that it can reduce your attack damage, your physical attack damage. So Kaja ban is, I won't say is 100% normal, but it is actually reasonable when you think about it. So Thunder, I keep saying Thunder Abbey. Astro ends their drafts with their bans with the Lilia ban, which is definitely respect onto Don Dipsy over there inside of Dark Stars. So Dark Stars ban the Paquito, the Ilos, and the Baxia. The Baxia and the Paquito is still somehow reasonable, depending if you understand the skill level of the recent that's the explainer of Astro. But the Ilos ban, however, it's somehow it's a respect ban of Lord Grimlix. I just remember that Ilos is one of the sought-to heroes of Lord Grimlix Black.
Yeah, and look at the way Astro rush and pick that carry, man. Jesus, guy. Like, bro, you can tell that these people came to shred, man. Don Dipsy going for the Sicilian, that's another power pick. And the Akai, we saw Akai, played by the Nigerian number 2 himself, or was that Nigerian number 3, Spicy? But the performance wasn't exactly peak in my opinion. But let's see what Mosquito. We've seen Mosquito play the Akai before, so let's see what he does in his own hand. Don Darby going for the Kimi mid. I'm pretty sure that's a Kimi mid because Don Darby plays mage. I'm pretty sure Desire will be pleased to see that.
I was going to say now that Dark Stars left the Zushin and the Marcel, but Thunder Abbey says that that is seen, we don't need it because of the system on him. So he went for the Kimi instead, and Fisa already said that Kimi is definitely strong good laner, mid laner, and we're definitely sure that we won't see Astro fielding the YSS jungle with this match as the international didn't former match. But we see Don Dipsy rocking that Sicilian. Anyone who knows Don Dipsy knows that Sicilian after Lilia is his next best pick. Mosquito Dio on that Akai. Akai is strong. He has that tankiness to him, and he also has that spin, a good set and deset ultimate. We see lead dogs on that Clint.
Born with talent.
He's not. Clint is an okay marksman. I won't say him, but compared to the carry, bro, I would take carry any day. You can see Dark Stars banning that Guinevere. You don't want that set of potential with Lord Grimlix and that Marcel. And judging from this first play, Black Matter, what's your opinion?
Man, they have a very solid front line. Honestly, the Marcel is, in my opinion, underrated, man. Because the guy, you don't even know what to call his own CC because it even affects control immune characters. Honestly, his CC is just next level, man. Even if you're control immune and he snaps you with the golden time, you will be snapped in place. So, but Fisayo, if you're back with us here, let us know what you think about the draft so far, man.
So far, I think Astro they came to actually win this stuff because tell me, how will you pair the Marcel with a Kimi? Kimi is a sort of marksman that even without a target, you can still continuously use our basic
Yeah.
attack because of our passive
Mhm.
and things like that. And all our skills can actually target, are actually useful rather for keeping someone in place. The Crimson Gleam will hold them if the Grimleaks manages to use that golden hour. They will also have that traction pulse for whoever is in that golden hour. It will bring them back into the middle. So all you just need now is someone that can go into the middle, and of course they show that Fredrin, someone that can go into the middle of that team and make sure that whoever Lord Grimleaks and Thunder they catch stay in place for Eric De Vincent to finish. But on the side of Dark Stars though, Kaito locking in that Martis, they're not banning Hayabusa. You know what Hayabusa did yesterday? It was phenomenal. I'm not sure we'll go for it this time because of the composition from the side of Astra, but we'll see. But Kaito with that Martis, although the Mortal Coil does give you some sort of CC immunity, but like we said, the frozen moment actually snaps people who have CC immunity. So I don't know what they're trying to achieve with this Martis. Probably give themselves some.
It is better to be
early
feared
maybe.
than
And of
loved.
course, I don't
If
know.
you cannot
Yuki
both.
Kandash went for the Amon. 2 days ago or yesterday when they played, the Amon was banned in both matches. And in fact, most of the time that we've seen Dark Stars play, the Amon was banned. So probably respect to Yuki, but this time he has picked it. Let's see if this is actually their trump card and if it can win them the match.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking of go-to drafts, pretty much everyone would be on the side of Astra right now because their draft has a solid front back. They can keep on attacking and they can also disengage without going out and just this part. But you have to say something. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dark Stars lineup. I'll put that out there, especially that that Mattis in EXP they execute. Like, bro, why? But then again, you have to give respect to unorthodox picks. You have to give respect to another. Yeah, we have seen things make things work with things that are not supposed to work. Things that are not making sense, yet making sense. So I respect Dark Stars enough to believe that they should know what they are doing. Yeah, I don't like that Mattis EXP pick, but the last time I saw Mattis EXP, I made mention of this, but still, somehow it turned up. I've forgotten the squad that played it, but somehow it made Mattis EXP work. So hopefully, Kaito can do the. Let me check his emblem sets. Fighter emblem. Okay, he is not on the assumption that we'll be able to 1v1 a Yuzong. So that's okay. Well, Black. Let's get onto the game.
Let's get on to the game indeed. As for the Mattis execute, I don't know if maybe the Sky PSR passive is not enough to execute this additional guarantee. But, well, hey, we will see the execution, of course, we will. Now, over to the EXP though, Kaito is a 1v2 there and it gets snapped, of course. The Astra Teeth used up. It's been a while since I've said that skill name, man. Now, and then we do see Mosquito as well, little contested, but on Darby gets that one, and yeah, just any game farm, Fisayo.
Yeah, we also have mentioned Heijun. I think it was the first person who picked that Marty and actually won.
Okay, yeah.
That's still in place. So that Mosquito be able to get out, especially with that passive Tai Chi. That thing, it is an underestimated sustain. That thing keeps Akai like booming for a long time. Because every time he casts his skill, and of course, Lord Grimleaks giving vision right there. Yuki can dash, might be going for a revenge, but he goes back. The river now is surging towards the top lane, and everyone is converging on the EXP lane.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why Yuki can dash didn't go for the Hayabusa. We saw him look last time without Hayabusa. The Hayabusa wasn't banned, and yet he did not go for it. That's what I'm actually wondering, because that would have been very good against Eric De Vincent, but still snapping to the moment down there for the traction pulse. Oh my goodness, a quick pickup and an easy touch to now taken by Nagi. They go for a black dragon form. They're not done with the engage with one control immunity with the Mortal Coil, but Kaito, Mortal Coil final form used up and managed to get into the tier 2 and protect himself there. The minions taken away. They go for the orange bomb. Invade Astra having no limit, and the Mortal Coil again back in tier 2. Now he can't catch his back. They go for a dive and they're able to dodge away from the endless charge. My goodness, the reaction time of the Grimleaks Astra showing why they were number 1 on the top. But no, come on, get out of there. The team fight is all gone. Go back, man. Go back to the farm.
Yeah, the first time I saw that you could actually dodge the endless shadows flicker was on TikTok, but doing then I did not want to believe it because you would be new. Yeah, let me use that, and you'd be new to believe everything you saw on TikTok. But the moment I actually tried it myself, I was like, yeah, this thing actually works, but it needs some god level. Like, you have to know when the charge will meet, then you have to dodge it at the exact moment. So yeah, kudos to the skill level of Lord Grimlegs there. That feat is not something just anyone can pull. We can see that Dark Stars this their peak is not working well for them. I think the reason why it probably did not go Hayabusa was because of the threat of that Yuzong. But so that it is not making any difference with this Amon pick that he has. They are trying to make a conversion onto this good lane, but yeah, they are just actually all just playing safe for now, Fisayo.
Yeah, just farming and playing safe. Everyone eating for that trigger. That trigger might actually come from Lord Grimlegs with the golden hour or snap, or it might come from Mosquito with that headbutt, body slam, and heavy spin. And with that right now, they might be trying to get something from this EXP lane because that's where the turtle will be spawning. Let's see if there's a now black.
Golden Hour snapping in place, and of course, damaging the Ultra as well. Lord Grimlegs able to survive the endless shot one more time. Motako being used up. He's looking for Thunderby. Kaito goes out with the Motako and he's able to survive, but looks like hot top. Yuki can't dash. Able to survive. Kaito falls. Nagi takes the turtle. That is the second turtle that they are taking. Mosquito flickers away. Lord Grimlegs flickers in. A flicker for a flicker. 2 resources burnt. And a tier 1 up top taken with little to no competition.
Yeah, Vidox couldn't make that fight, but we saw it with Vincent rotate there. Kaito was actually in that team fight trying to 2v1, I think the Fred Rain and the Yuzong. But immediately the carry showed up, so hard to retreat. Respect that true damage. But yeah, we can see now they are trying to get lead off, but that guy quick on the reaction. He manages to use the trapping recoil to get out of there. If he can't dash, he might be focusing the attention on the Kai right now. But of course, Lord Grimlegs found the farm team rather. So now everyone's just back to farming, Judge.
I don't think Dark Stars can actually win any full-on engagement here. Because as you have seen twice now, anytime Will pops that Black Dragon form, he has one person and just one person in mind, which is Yuki Kandash. Because he knew that literally he has no that skill to escape him in any scenario that it lands upon him. So that Stars here should try and instead, play the map. They should try and play pickles like as you are seeing right here in this top lane. Yeah, but Will escaped successfully with the use of that Black Dragon form. So Dark Stars needs to keep this pressure on the map. They need to play for the pick-offs. They need to isolate somebody, get just somebody out. But if there are any attempts of them to try and follow team fights with the level of front liner and that golden arc, especially that golden arc from New York, we see the Lord Grimlegs dropping in that pot lane there. Yeah, because I think he actually is the golden arc. But yeah, this is how Dark Stars needs to play. You need to isolate and conquer. As the top right now is copying and that gold lane black.
Yeah, hopefully Yuki can dash, looking for a target. The soul shot used up on Darby, but no single resource baited. It looks like Darby is more of a person that doesn't flinch when he's being dealt damage, but then the top two not yet started. Both of them are just waiting for who is going to touch that turtle, but Nagi, very decent silent out there. The carry has been 3 passes so far. Hopefully we get to see some decent contest. Oh, Yuki! How? He stole that turtle away and finally for one turtle going for Dark Stars, and now Nagi in the back 4 that they are prison squad frozen in time by the golden hour. And now Nagi is able to survive there. This fight still ongoing though. No single person falling just yet. Yuki can dash looking for Darby there. The endless charge! And Darby flickers away! The third time! Astral is dodging the endless charge. At this point, anybody can do it.
Everybody has been watching TikTok. Everybody has been watching TikTok and actually actualizing it. But this is not working out for that stars. As I said, they are trying to put the team fight to their favor, but they have things called autonomous speaker. We can see you can that on Eric Divisens that gold lane. Actually, this time, okay, it's actually Eric that is playing that gold lane, so it's not even the ES playing now. I don't want to that. I've been saying it since, but yeah, they need to play the map. Okay, we are seeing them trying to get that bot lane, but yeah, they'll be trying to give attention to Eric on this car in the bot lane. And we see Tanabe be getting caught here. Okay, no, Yuki that made himself shown, and what this time?
Yeah, I mean, look at the way Astra is positioned now. They are looking for that two fight. Like just said, they know, okay, that's the everything from that lockdown. The back.
Going now, starting out now, of course. Look at the damage thrown. Team Yuki is not getting away from that one. Mosquito maybe not, but he didn't survive. Eric the Beast turns his attention away onto the tier 1 down bottom. They need to push that, and that's what matters more than the kills. They will pick up someone cross, have a C, and a quick draw. The triple Rico defense, with the double shot, not able to take him down. If Lidox had a Sky Piercer, Eric the Beast would not have survived that, George.
Yeah, right. And well, I say that Kaito has been playing these matches well because I expected him to at least be working on his 04 KD right now, but somehow he only has one death. Maybe because he has been upset from all the team fights they have been doing right now. But yeah, I supposed to mention this earlier. Mosquito Dio did something on Nagi at that earlier contest. They used the heavy spin solely on him and bought enough time for Yuki can be able to build enough stacks on his ultimate to use it to decimate Nagi. That is how they know. Although Astra was able to quickly make a comeback, but that is how Dark Stars need to be playing. They need to continue those isolation movement and trying to get one. But they also need to factor one thing. It is not what it is if we kill one person and also lose one person. You have to kill one person and ensure that all of you escape. That is only when you can actually, able to make full use of those engagements. You can see Login needs to enter in here, and okay, he does not use golden Nagi also going in. We can see the heavy spin kicking Nagi that important story. You can see the golden and the decimate from Kaito Black.
That's pretty fine now. The Furious dive into the tier 1. Oh, double for Kaito. And now that decimation is starting to pay off with that execute when it comes to single target takedowns. But no, Eric the Beast still standing. Look at where he is, pushing down that tier 1. But it looks like Astra might want to forfeit this Lord in response to push down the tier 1 on the bot lane. Was that worth it or not, Sai?
Yeah, I think it is worth it in the long run, because what else do you play for in this game if not for objectives? And the turrets are actually the most, the turrets are the most important, because without taking them down, you can't get to the enemy base and end the game. So I think that's value for them, although they do lose too. Oh my god, look at that gold lead. There's not even much of a difference.
Yeah. It's always close in games like this, man. It's always this close. But Lord Siege takes down the tier 1 down board, and Astro, they've got to hold down this Lord before he takes down all the tiers, turrets, down bottom. Nagi is there for the front line. Lord already starting to get melted there. Zio, of course, with Black Reform, Grimness comes from the back in the golden hour, snapping in place, even the heavy spin. And now onto the back, that's a great back dive, and the Pies are trying to lead up. Pressure there and taken down by Rio and Don Dipsy. Alex Natali does Mosquito. If Lucas away, they're still chasing him down. Brave moment to the stop and tracking shot as well. Don Darby is there for the peel, for the poke, for the damage dealt. And now the flickers away, but they'll knock up and the takedown. Don Darby makes it 3 for none in favor of Astro. But they lose a lot of turrets just for that alone.
Yeah, but I don't think that was actually wise decision coming out from the side of Dark Stars. Yeah, it is common knowledge that you don't follow the first Lord, you have no use for it. When you have the first Lord, what you have to do is go to the other lanes where Lord is not present, push those lanes. And that's as they clearly outnumbered there. They had just 3 members there, as the Don Dixie, Lead Dogs, and Mosquito Dio. Yuki and Kaito were up on the other lanes trying to farm the Lord. So they had no business following the Lord there, and because of that miscalculation, they lost each other, and we can see this. Don Dipsy enjoying that. He successfully defends that tier 1 mate. So they are getting counter engaging. What are you doing, Linux? What was that? Or the way you have to flicker to survive, Fisayo. Bro, what are you doing?
Kaito now.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I think-
did they turn that around?
Yeah, they took down Nagi and the heavy spin from Mosquito. They make sure that the man will recall. But the good thing is that the Lord still has time, so they can still make a comeback. But after pushing this team fight, and I don't know if that's the wise decision to make, because look at the position on Yuki can't dash. The man is hiding in between and maybe waiting for somebody that will recall or go back through that position. So Darby anti-gravity thrust already used. Darby, oh my god, vulnerable. Darby is shut down by Yuki Kandash. And now Astro are still busy with the team fight in mid lane. Yuki Kandash goes there to bring the rest for Kaito. Puts down Real and 3 players are down. Vincent and Grimlix, the only 2 members left. The load is there for the taking, and Darkstars have themselves a free load.
Yeah, Darkstars actually understand their win con in this game right now.
They are fighting now.
Yeah, fight it and they pull back immediately. But then, yeah, you do say it well. You say well, man. Darkstars do have good knowledge of their win con, Judge.
Yeah, you can see that Yuki Dandash went higher and even I myself will be shocked if I was on that point that where and when did Yuki Dandash got to that position. Yuki Dandash is playing this like a normal assassin is doing this, camping at the unexpected positions. So right now Thunderbolt will be forced, to not enter any bush that Lord Grimnix or Nagi or Real are doing inside. So if he's playing with that much caution, he would not be able to have as much impact in team fight as it was doing before. And even his Sky PSR has been cut right now to 21 stacks. I think it was at 30 before. But yeah, Darkstars are trying to make good call of this. You can see Yuki Dandash camping again. He wants the marksman, but yeah, he will just stay with cheat after taking that 2 down bots. And you can see the rest of Darkstars up top, trying every spin on to the Nagi. Can he escape? With the damage from Don Dixie, no, the Decimate gets him pull and down, Fisayo.
Again as well. Mosquito went in with that headbutt, but actually flickered back out. Now, Leader just working in that bottom lane. He needs to be careful though. That's the concealed play. He has the flicker this time, and the flicker actually saved. Yeah, I mean, this is not quite what we expected, especially from the way Astro have played in the early game. This is a huge turnaround, Church. Do you think now they should be able to? But no, I don't. Let me answer that myself. I don't think, because the way they are playing is a pick-off, like Church suggested, like Church said earlier. That pick-off is really working out for them, Black.
Yeah, but how long can they keep up with the pick-up though? Because you do know that the late games are mostly a group game mode where everybody keeps moving together, and the only situation where you have a good pick-up is if there's a lane that is being pushed and somebody comes back to clear, or there's a situation whereby somebody has to go and assist or something like that, whether they want to diversify when it comes to objectives. But then, man, at this point, I think Darkstars would have to I think they would have to rethink.
Enhanced minions are going to be pushing them. Whether they like it or not, Astra will have to sit down there to clean it up.
True. The power of the macros, man.
Yeah, we have to give kudos to Kaito. He actually has the Sky PSR. So he has the Execute, he has the Decimate, and he has the Sky PSR. That's lots of 2 damage to anyone who gets low HP. And his Sky PSR actually has a good amount of stacks. That's 44 stacks. So once again, kudos to Kaito. He's playing this Mattis EXP well, although it is not, it's not a good to pick. We can see them are prepping for this Lord right now. I think Astros will try their best to contest for this Lord because they need the Lord. If they don't get the Lord, the amount of enhanced minions that will be coming out from it will be too much in favor of Darkstars. And as Black said, Darkstars are playing that pick-up draft war, but how long can they hold this up? Because we can see Nike walking up. Is that an every spin here? That's an every spin onto the stun. Is there any follow? Cassico now catching to Kai to drop in Lord Dreamlix there and Black.
Yeah, so that is busting down Leadox. What the hell was that damage? And now the Astra grab. But no, you cannot survive that one. The shutdown and the double and the chase back Darkstars. You can't dash. It's forced to dash and Rectory. The orange ball from Darby gets a triple. So Darby gets a maniac. That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. And of course, Darby and siege in favor of Astral. What the hell am I watching? What the turnaround is this?
Yeah, there's only
But because he died before he died, but he made sure that he got down the golden hour, and from that day when the ghost that he's like okay, that and the flicker out of it again.
everyone be flickering now, bro.
For this and that. Anyway, alright, that's Mocha for there, full back, Lord Greenwich, he might fall again. Now they are going for the fifth lap.
The signal already have his speed. Kaito is looking for that destination. He has that destination, but then can he put that ground for the play and the golden hour starting to Tondarbi is able to flicker away with that Captain Josh after force used up. Nagi versus Kaito. Kaito is looking for that kill by all means. He finds it. Nagi falls as Lord Grimlex. They have to pull back Astral to get that Lord, and unfortunately they don't push much through that siege. They're gonna need another Lord.
Yeah, I think this is the best defense that Dark Stars could ask for. They lose no one. They kept all their inhibitors, their theater inhibitors, and they got snagging. So that's a kind of miscommunication from the side of Astral there, because clearly Lil and I think there were two that were not up there with them. Okay, it was only Lil that was not up there with them. So they were fighting a losing battle, and Dark Stars jabbed on automatically. That's their jab as that damage. You are not supposed to underestimate Anamon, even though his KD right now is not exactly there. And you have to make reference to Don Dipsy. How many stats does he have on the Sicilian right now? He's on 360, bro. He's on 360 and he has the lightning Chongqion. Yeah, I think Astral needs to put a dent in this game very soon. If not, bro. I mean, Pisani, what do you think?
That's what I said. Yeah, I totally agree with you guys, because very soon, if you are not careful, this guy can start one-shotting Lord Greenleaf before he even get to the front. You saw what happened earlier in that team fight. Before I think John Dipsy and Lidox worked on most of Lord Grimleaf's health, and the way Lord Grimleaf is playing is trying to get in and out of team fight, so the full-on impact rather is not hitting him. Imagine if that team hits him full on. It's going to be really dangerous. Marcel, like Church rather used to say, he's not exactly a tank. He's more of a support. So you don't play him like a tank, but you can see you can that looking for an ambush here. And lucky or unluckily for them, lucky for Astral, Lord is falling in the bottom lane this time, so they can take their time.
We can see.
Yeah,
that's yeah, and that was actually an engage by Yuhale on that Yuzong with the combos of the Petrify, but Don Dipsy was able to escape with the help of the sprints and was actually able to turn the tide around so well. And just because of their ESP now died, Astral is not able to defend this Lord, to contest this Lord. And right now they now have to defend the Lord against a Sicilian that is heading on to 400 stacks. Black, what do you think?
Oh boy, guy. It will not be funny, man. It will not be funny soon. They better wrap this up real quick, honestly. But then look at the bot lane though. Kaito, very low. Astral's Wrath will not able to find it. And the endless shards. Lord Grimleaf, you have dodged that one for a long time. And finally, it caught up to you. 1-for-1 in that trade, Fisayo.
Yeah, I mean, but that's one of the main engaged tool on the side of Astral that they won't have for this Lord defense. The only person they have, they still have real Nagi though, and they can really prove to be a problem. And the side of Astral, they have Tondarbi and Eric DeVincent to shred the front line coming from the side of from Dark Stars. But we will see what they do with this defense right now. They catch Yuki can dash blast, which might be it for him. Yep, Yuki can dash too. He's gone. The side of Dark Stars only have 3 players left to defend right now. They're going to be back in 10 seconds or so. All you have to do is not let it get into their base.
Yeah, I mean, if they have either take one, either decimate for the golden hour. I think everyone will always go for the golden hour. So now that the golden hour is out of the equation for Astra, all the introduce defender, we can see, oh, they finally get a job on Don Dipsy. I think this might actually be the G's right here for Dark Stars, depending on how well Astra can take disadvantage black.
Yeah, the level of communication between Astra players is just crazy. Look at the way Rio immediately went there, dived in, and the moment Don Dipsy made a mistake and just got hit by the dragon, the follow-up was instant. Don Darby just came, they rushed the guy like white on rice. Like, the rushing was something else. Honestly, but that's understandable really, because he's like their tank, right? They are, you know, the guy hits like a tank right now. Don Dipsy, the stats is ridiculous. So if there's anyone you want to take out, take him down first.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, if he actually catches, it looks like they are okay. They will find Gremlins. Right now, if he actually manages to catch either Eric Vincent or Tom Darby, I'm sure both of them are going to feel it in their body. But yeah, Rail is back. Don Dipsy 2 is back. Aka just burned the flicker. So we are sure now that won't be a big for this part. I'm sure Astra has that information as well. If he can't dash trying to do what he did in the last time. Oh my god, look at that damage onto Rail, bro. Alright, they are going
Golden time snapping to in place now. Kaito force first. Don Darby's got like on that one, and now lead us force next. That's what is going on. Mosquito falls as well. That's 3. And Don Dipsy is next to the target. And the flanker for the Comets. Don Gremlins gets a double. They go for the push. Ignore that, Lord. The base is what matters. Yuki Kandash is the last man standing. And Astro, after a hard-fought battle, they take down Yuki for the wipeout and for the win for the first game. That was 3 to 4 falls, but still Astro take game 1.
Yeah, we can say that Thunder Harvey carried this game on his back. He had a full stack of 80 Sky Piercer, 12 deaths, 1 kills, and 5 assists. It was really working well with those item swap. One time there he had the Winter Crown, then he has the Immortality. So yeah, GG so Astral, GG so Dark Stars. Hopefully they do not feel this many unorthodox pick in the game 2. Yeah, the Mattis worked great. Yeah, I would say great compared to the Amon, which still leaves us question why he did not go for the episode, although he had the choice level of the Young is there. Well, and I'm actually surprised to see Don Dipsy field a silver, considering the amount of stats he had on that Sicilian leaning out towards the late game. Well, be that is me. Let's go down to game 2 official.
That is to be expected. First did mention at the beginning that their composition is not made for a 5-5 team fight, but to pick off. So when it comes to that low fight, you are supposed to be good off, trying to support each other and cover for each other's weakness. So after they really gave them no chance or no opportunity to go for that pick off, immediately figure out their game plan, and that golden hour was really working against that star, because every time the game is used, you always make sure that it's catching either lead up or Don Dipsy, or in fact both of them in there. And the team did a very good job at following up on them. We always see on Darby focusing his target on lead up whenever he's in that golden hour. Then at that last fight we saw the Wisdom as well, dive in, that is real, dive in immediately so that the golden hour actually succeeded. And they did a good job surviving there for a bit. I think they had the rose gold meteor, but definitely it was not enough. They knock up from the field that came in the 2-1 later and then Dipsy too as well. He had facts on Skype and he had about 300 plus taps on him, but
400 save. Yeah, 400 as game man.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, 400 as game man.
They have been playing Sicilian. So I really wonder how they yeah, and impact didn't really have much of an impact in the game. The guys from the side of Arsenal, what I will say is that they are moving a bit too fast for him to actually land those back pass. And when he did land it on Nagy, we saw how much the guys jumped out of his speed for yeah.
You know, the issue with I'm just like Kyle.
No, continue.
Okay. The issue with Dark Stars lineup was that they lack AOE. Sorry, yeah, they lack AOE 60. Let me put it like that. Yeah, they had the heavy spin from the archive, but you know, that heavy spin can only be useful if he's able to pin those people against the wall, against an obstacle that, you know, continuously apply that system on them. But there was no pin down for Sicilian. That's why, as Chris already mentioned, that most of our show members are mobile. So that battle pack league would not have the 100% he's supposed to use, and that's why even though he had enough stats, enough damage, he could not feel this presence. And you know, that is still on the disadvantage of playing the Sicilian is that once you enter that range, you know, he has an extreme amount long range, but all his attacks are always directed to that range, apart from his ultimates. So once you enter that range of that Sicilian, then yes, you have safely killed him in a non-awaited sense in black.
Man, honestly, aside the whole Avi Glaze, let's be honest, let's give the guys olives. He actually did try, man. He was something else in that game, really, because the kidney follow up with you can tell whenever there's a golden hour, he will try his best to drop as many basic attacks as possible and as many skill attacks as possible, just so he can make the most of that golden hour short time that he gets. But then at the end of the day, Astral at some point was starting to look like Dark Stars' efforts were paying off with the pickup. But he did say, man, how long can you hold that up?
Yeah, and apparently not so long, because towards the end of the game, like you guys did notice, or you guys did mention rather, you pointed it out that when it gets to the late game, everyone will start grouping up for the 5v5 team fight, and that takedown is not going to be very possible for the side of Dark Stars, especially the fact that their ESP lane was supposed to be like a second engager for the Aka, you know, releasing that bit of pressure from the Aka is also somewhat of a pickup hero. When it dives in with that mortar coil, is right in between 2, 3, 4 people, and yeah, it gets busted down real quick. The only time you get damage reduction is when you are using a mortar coil. So immediately that mortar coil is over, your defenses and anything returns back to normal. No more damage reduction, no more CC, and you can get taken out easily. But now the second game has started. Let's see what surprises they give us now. You can dash, probably drop that Amon. We saw how well that worked out for you in the last match. And yeah, I'm sure Astor would have prepared something for his Hayabusa. So if he has anything else in his kit, this will be a good time to show it off.
Go for me.
I wanted to ask, wasn't Yuki Takanjash the guy that played Ling on stream? Was not the one?
Yes.
Yeah. Link would have played perfectly into that lineup. I do wonder why he did not go for him and instead went for the but what? We'll see what his jungle prioritize pick in this second game is, as Astra once again goes for the Kaja ban. And okay, we might actually see Leon of the same match as game 1 as Dark Stars at the same time bans the Paquito and also the Hylos. So would they once again be leaving the carry pick? Although okay, at this time they are the first pick actually. So Astra makes the first game and puts Blue in the ban section. Nobody wants the stress of the Blue room. As the game earlier today, that's Poppies versus the International. We said that Blue EXP is not entirely successful, and I do hope that they did not. Oh yeah, as expected, they chew Baxia into that ban slot black.
Nobody's banning Hayabusa, and even Dark Stars, Yuki Kandash is not picking the Hayabusa. What is going on? What is going on? Your main is open and yet you won't go for it. Sometimes I always tell myself that I really need that Panadol, because trying to understand the draft when Astral is involved is just something else. The Glue is banned, the Kaja is banned, the Aka is banned, the Backside, I think that's like 5 tanks banned, Fisayo. What's going on?
Yeah, I was about to mention that as well, that the respect onto both tanks, man. Astral, they're not willing to let Mosquito take this Kaja. Now we are going to start begging to see. We are going to start wondering, how does Mosquito play this Kaja? Like, for it to be banned like consistently like this, it must be something. While on the side of Darkstar, we banned that Paquito. But yeah, I think it was Eric De Vincent that played Paquito when last we said this on stream, and he played well, but he's not the EX player at this time. But Darkstars, they don't really care much. They don't want that Paquito in their team either ways. Without now dropping the teaming and going for the lead. Very solid pick as well. From Deep Sea going for that faster. I think he needs to consider this a bit more, to maybe see more of the lineup on the side of Astra before looking at that faster. But if he's confident, yeah, maybe he wants to go for it. Real going for that Lapu. We're looking for a very standard, strong EXP now with ability, damage, the whole pack. The Lapu is definitely a very good choice. And that starts ending with Lidox on that Claude. We all know. I don't think we've seen Lidox on the Claude in a while. It has always been banned. Respect to him. But Astral, let's see what they will close this half of the pick phase with. Eddie Vincent going for the Moskov. I think now, if he changes it and goes for the carry again, if it works, don't change it, Judge.
Yeah, the reason why Fasa is not really sought to mage in that mid lane, even though she is, incredibly strong, is because of the amount of dive potential that can counter at the moment she drops that feather strike. So everyone wants a piece of her because the moment you move her, then the ultimate goes away. Yeah, the ultimate has damage, it has DOE, but you probably can't use this for long. And in respect, you can see that Lapu pick. Yeah, Lapu probably pop that previous fight and that previous fighter with the flicker anytime Don Dipsy goes for that feather strike. Or we hopefully do hope that Mosquito Geo is able to successfully protect his mage and also his marksman, as carry against Claude is a very normal counter pick on that gold lane. Is things that most people have seen almost every time if you are a fan of all these live stream tournaments or international tournaments. Yeah, you can see now Astral ending their draft with ending that ban with the Amon Hardy Joy. Yeah, the Amon did not turn up well in that last game, but Astral are not taking any chances. They put him in that ban section, and you can see that starts ending with the CEO and the Hustlers. The CEO is respect to Nagi, since the CEO fit perfectly into their comp of the one manipulation, previous fighter, and the spinning light wheel. The speed light wheel, excuse me. And the Atlas, did not want to follow up into this. Wow. This one manipulation. You can see a lot of game leaks once again going for that Cho or Chow, however you want to pronounce it wrong. Yeah, the last time they feuded this sent them down to the lower bracket. And in response, you can see Kaito going for that Phobios pick. I mean, you see it, Cho, it is common knowledge that you go for that Phobios. And Yuki Can Dash finally going for that Hayabusa pick. And the reason why we did not say, Kaito changes to the Terizla to provide that extra tankiness. Yeah, I think I even watched for this Tesla pick. Mosquito Dio is not, Minato is not as tanky as you expect. But with that solid body of Smith, I think his passive is body of Smith. The lower HP gets, the tankier I get from Kaito on that Terizla. So yeah, and the Yuki Can Dash. The reason why I did not pick him was probably because of the chest level of the Yuzong. But now that Yuzong is out of the picture, he should be able to have a feeling with that Hayabusa. Wow, Nagi goes on with that last slot. The slippery plains of Odette. Fisayo.
It's about that. I mean, George, Okay, maybe I shouldn't ask this on stream though, so let's just shelve it. But for those of us, yeah, for those of us that are single, Lancelot is a kind of oppression every time. You can even see Nagi is oppressing us or more. Fingers to this guy using the Valentine skin. But anyways, the picks are locked in. Hayabusa versus the Lancelot. I mean, what do you think about this,
Mm,
Black? I think this
No,
this
it's
composition is going to be focused on the junglers mostly.
yeah, it's a good thing Nagi's got that Thundrose, man. You know, the untargetability he gets and also the immutability is just something immune to all damage, untargetable at the same time. It's a ridiculous skill, man. It's a direct counter to the shadow kill. So Yuki Kandash definitely won't be targeting Nagi most of the time. Most likely he'll be going for Eric the Vicent and maybe Don Darby as well. But then Lord Grimley is this show. I have questions, but let's leave it to the execution.
no, once when Faisal said that about the Hayabusa and the Nagi and the Lancelot, it threw me back to when Assassin was metal. Back then, the most of this why people watch all these national tournaments is just to see an Hayabusa against the Lancelot, an Hayabusa against the Fanny, a Link against the Joy. You know, those excitement do it, and I do hopefully hope that we'll see and Hayabusa against the Lancelot in this match, just to decide who indeed is the prince of the jungle. I can see that it's just too normal. Lord Imlix actually gets level 2 quicker than Mosquito Dio, and Thunder have been making sure that mid lane is hell for Minato, and we can see that one is that another first board kill. Okay, no. A quick flick up from Don Dipsy, and yeah, this is one of the disadvantages you face currently when you're facing and when you're playing a faster mid. You are so susceptible to invades. And now that Flicker is on CD, she has to play extremely safe. Even after she gets that was here, you can see that Lord Grimlis is making sure that he's getting those difficult stands to continue putting that pressure on the mid duo. And see Don Dipsy calling what Thunder let him call here, it is too far out of his range. Black.
And so far, Astral have been trying their best to keep things in foul, but then, okay, EXP lane, there seems to be a little skirmish there. Lord Grimlex, they pull away. They're not able to take down Kaito. That's the thing about Terisla, man. The body of Smith makes him pretty difficult to take down, especially when in the early game when there's not a lot of items being built. But now Ryu gets his bravest fighter, level 4, and Kaito still not on level 4 yet though, but they reset the turtle only to start it over all over again. And Astral waiting for Nagi's here. Can finally go all in, and of course the marksmans are now rotating for the total dance, which will start right now. So happy to be there, but that's why coming out, and now Nagi to get to Total, I struggle what they came for, and now Dark Stars cannot zone, the diving for an engage, reward manipulation, Kaito, he's the target for every 3 same first got drawn, and now they go for another Mosquitoes, next target flickers away, the Skilless Chikundo, not so fast, Astral go back, take them one, but Abdel, Shadow kill, Yuki Kanda, just find a kill, and man, they pull back without a kill, without a Total.
Yeah, I mean, they did get one kill, the system is 0-1 right now on that side. I think it's from Astral, right?
The Dark Stars, they pull back without a kill, without a Total.
Okay.
But anyway, Vicent. Yeah, Vicent survives, man. That's good, man. That's 3-man gank right there. Lord Grimnix is there to support. But yeah, they pull back, Church.
And it keeps on to this Flicker. I think that has some next level confidence for me, Vincent, because I'm sure it was me. Yeah, I've put that Flicker since far ages. But yeah, they are playing this back now. We can see Lord Grimnix getting caught in the top spot here, but yeah, Echo is so very slippery and it still has that Flicker up. Now, my question right now is, Don Dipsy, I mean, is Lilia wasn't banned. Yeah, sit down. That early flicker pop again. And that flicker you could do from the Dragon Fight from Daz. Don Dipsy getting killed immediately. This game will not be enjoyable for this Fasa Sayo.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of people that can dive in the back there. We have Lancelot with continuous puncture as long as he has a target he can keep going. And Lord Grimace, especially with that knockup, the feathered hairstrike is more or less like Khalid's quick sound guard. It's a focus cast. Any small CC like this to be cancelled. But he has that wings by wings and the flicker to always get out. We saw the way he did. Alright, Lord Grimnix going super deep now. They are trying to contest. Kaito is here as well, Black.
Yeah, Nagi steals it away there. That's a total taking, and now Lidox has placed the way defensively. They go for a bit of fight, and now Lanchi Kaito Dipsy falls again. 0-0. Kaito is in the midst of 1v3, gets kicked by Lord Grimlips, but then they let him go immediately. Doesn't want to follow up. Doesn't have the flicker actually to change the direction, but Shadow Kale onto Lord Grimlips, and he uses some minions to divert the damage. Astral, these guys.
I'm beginning to feel I've been feeling himself for the Dipsy on that first assist while ago. Okay, no, they necessarily get and defend that mid lane turret, and well, the feathered hairstrike is there. I think Mason is the feather of everyone, but that's an ultimate defense for himself. But the feathered hairstrike from Don Dipsy is there. The damage is there, but they won't let you land that cover. Because that fight, the moment you started the feathered hairstrike, Ryu started chasing now with the Brevet fighter that followed with the land checker and Todabi secured the kill. And this will consider you can see, Lidox up top, does he have the BMI to escape? He used the BMI with the flicker. Now this again going on with the feather strike, and okay, Black.
Yeah, the two flickers burnt up, and I think that was worth it honestly, because they nearly fell there. Astral still keeping the kill feed 3-0. Will the dragon for the interception, and now the RWM Yuki barely escapes, but Mosquito doesn't. Ryu finds the kill. Jesus, guy, they interrupted the shadow kill with the will of the dragon. Isayo, the CC chase.
Yeah, I mean, okay, they are jumping on this again. He had to use that Kaito all this while. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what Church was talking about. The damage is there, but will they let you use it? And that is what will happen if you let them use that feathered airstrike to strike you. Oh my god. Yeah, that was the bot. Okay, from the RB gets the killing spree now. You can dance. You start to black.
Darby falls, Mosquito gets the kill. That's a shutdown actually, not just the kill. And now Eric Devisen goes for Yuki with his speed light wheels and a flicker into it. And now full commitment on Dipsy is next to the target, but wings by wings defensively. Up top, they cut the lanes, Lidox and the feather strike, they zone them back, but the total is the focus, not the kill. Astral tuned their attention away. They take down the tier 1 up top, take down the tier 1 in the mid. Now the total is free, but they prioritize the minions first.
Yeah, we can see that Cho and Rio, while Kaito was trying to put that penalties on into the toy, then started him, got the kill, and well, okay, you can see the kick on to Minato. Is it okay to land that Minato, although it just immediately after? I can see the feather of everyone following Cho. Kaito still keeping the flick and penalty zone, and yeah, it pops it, but yeah, there's no follow up, and it gets burnt immediately with the land checker and the void blast from Thunder Abbey Black.
Yeah, man. I think Dark Stars might be losing grip on this game. And we saw a different way of early game the last time. Now this early game and this mid game is not going the way you'd expect it to go, honestly. Tier 1 lost in the bot lane now. That's all the Tier 1's taken down. And Dark Stars now only have Tier 2s to work with. And Astral only losing their own Tier 1 on the bot lane. The Sky PSR bought by Yuki Kan Dash 8-2 and a 4K gold lead in favor of Astral, Fisayo.
Yeah. Okay. Right now they are winning in terms of real. Okay. Eric Division is already there. I thought he was going to play that swap when trying to come back again. But Dream Leaks is really popping off on this show right now. I think he has one priority, and that is to look for Don Dipsy and make sure that whenever he appears, okay, he goes for Mosquito this time. Black.
Fury now, that's the Raging fighter with Raging Slash, and of course Eric the V7 takes advantage of that speed you gain from the speedy light wheels. He gets away, and yeah, no value found there. 5k gold lead, the gap keeps widening, and Astro just keep prioritizing their macros, Church.
I'm trying to see, like, a light for Dark Stars right now. And yeah, well, it is always an MLBB. You don't just say game is over until you see that defeat or victory on skateboard. You can see they're getting a kill. You can see Federal strike popping immediately. Look, him is going in. You can also see the Black.
Nah, man, Rio wants to get that kill by force by fire. He finds the Lord force Yuki, and they go away there. BMI defensively, Yuki taken out by Don Darby, and now Derek Vincent do not chase too much. Don Dixie is there. Once he gets that feather death strike, it's not gonna be funny. 4 seconds until that next floor spawns, and of course Nagi taking down that tier 2 in the bot lane, and Astral, they might want to go for a value on the title, but no, they buy time instead for Eric Division while he melts down that Lord Fire, but the feather death strike away, and now of course spiritual unity, Rio still survives that in the midst of it all. The Lord is taken down by Astral.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty easy for them because they're taking out the jungler on the side of Black Stars. So yeah, that fight right there, I think Black Stars are really getting desperate right now. He really went under that turret just to take out Lord Grimleaf, and he ran out of shadows to go back to as his squad shadows, and they had no choice but to be taken out by Tondabe right there. And we all know Tondabe is the least of the people you want to give a kill to. Bro, he's 5-1-4 right now. Thank God he's not going for the Sky PSR on the Eve. I mean, it doesn't really make sense, but yeah, if he had the Sky PSR, it would be popping up rather real hard right now. Okay, Yuki can't dash inches right now.
Yeah, the Mantica connects, they put him down. Tondarby as well, gets the killing spree, they dive in as well. Buenos is the 1-2, knocks them up and flickers away immediately. Nagi! It's a backline, once on a wise move, they put him down. Why, Nagi? The Lord was just about to arrive.
That was either a miss skill plays or probably overestimation of himself to be able to dash in, pulling some carry or cultism move and then dash out. Oh yeah, and this is kudos right now to Black. I think Mosquito J is probably going to have a result. So yeah, Kite's actually able to get a kill until before getting jumped by Eric Division. But I was saying, yeah, this is actually kudos onto Daxa right now, or rather onto their maximal dogs. So far, Child has not died and is safely farming, although he's severely behind in gold leader. He's almost 2k behind right now to Eric Division, but yeah, it is a cloud. If he can get those items, he's on his way right now to Golden Staff, and once he copies his Trinity, he's only Trinity then. All he needs is either I probably need Winter Crown, so that his Blazing Duet not be cancelled out by the knockup from the Jikodo or the stuns from the Lanchika. But yeah, if we can get that Winter Crown, then followed by the Malefic Gun, then yeah, it should have some degree of damage to work with, and then maybe Dark Stars can still be in this. But so far, Don Dixie has been watching his positioning. He has not been getting caught up like before, and he's still keeping that 2 that he had since the beginning of the game, and he's actually making use of this feather death strike. Although he's not able to complete a full set because anytime he drops it, Astras are always on his neck, so he has to pop it. He has to cancel it when he uses it. But yeah, I think Dark Stars are trying to make a contest for this Lord, but Astras are not giving them space, as you are seeing Nagi going in with the puncture and the condos, but he's still keeping on to. We can see that Ogi shadow kill from Yuki can dash, but yeah, that's the end of it. Black.
Yeah,
we can see. You can see. Lidox is trying to convert this Lord. Why is Dark Stars fighting when you are outnumbered? Isayo.
Yeah, I don't know, but he bought enough time, or they bought enough time rather to lead up to push those 2 turrets and Astral right now, they are planting everything on one and then doing what Lidox does. Because if he keeps pushing like this, they might actually end for Astral, but no, Astral will finish up that thing.
GG's. That's a clear case of miscommunication. Since Lidox already up 12, they could have left the Lord and just defend the Lord. But I don't know why they tried, taking that Lord when they are not only behind in gold, behind in kills, but also behind in numbers. You will not be winning any fights if your marksman is not there. So I'm sure that the Dogs is also wondering the same thing that I'm wondering, that why take that fight? Well, it is what it is. You can see that the Giants players will unfortunately be the one leaving this year's tournament as Astra will be facing off Poppies tomorrow, Black.
Yeah, that will be the semi-finals decider on who is going to face Eternal Void. And as some people will say, the script is still on, but let us see what Poppies have to say. It's the reverse case for the Mythic Conquest. Poppies faced Eternal Void in the Mythic Conquest. Are they strong enough to beat Astral and settle the score one more time against Eternal Void and say, I've come back from hell to face you? But we'll find out tomorrow. But then it's been an amazing set of games. You know, Eternal Void are still waiting there in the lower bracket finals for who is strong enough to move past these moods. But then, any final words from either of the casters, starting from you, Church, on the games we've seen so far tonight before we close the stream?
Yeah, I think I would say the only is if you can't avoid as offensive or not, but yeah, I think Dark Stars work best with unorthodox picks and unorthodox draft than with a full set composition. Because Kaito did well with the Terizla, but will I say this is a draft issue or rather execution issue? Because even with their unorthodox picks, they executed it well. Unlike now that they have a full-on, tournament worthy hero and tournament worthy composition, but they were not able to actualize it well. But whichever it may be, GG's to Astral for moving on. Then well played to Dark Stars. I do hope that we'll see them in the next team tournaments more fired up than this. Visayo.
Yeah, I mean, interesting set of games we've had so far, and I'm sure we have learned one or two things from the way they drafted. And I think the first match we watched as well was mostly a sort of a draft.
Yeah, it was an amazing game, man. It was an amazing play, and so far, well,
It happened.
yeah, man.
So
it was a good game, man. Yeah. Well, it was a wonderful performance from Dark Stars. Unfortunately, not enough to put out Astral. Astral will live to tell tomorrow's tale. So will Poppies, and of course that tournament, the ECS, continues tomorrow with the championship stage, semi-finals for the lower bracket. And yeah, with that being said, good night and thank you for tuning in.